Hello, welcome back to Style Media TV. So today we have the Premier League review show. A lot of exciting games today. Chelsea played, Arsenal played, Man United played, Tottenham, Liverpool, Newcastle. A lot of very big encounters. As you enter the live, please like the video, share, and comment, and let me know you're here. I'll give you a quick second just to do that.
Somebody in the back with the silver.
Welcome back once more. So we are doing the Premier League review show tonight, and we have one of our usual guests with us, Nico. He will join me, and we run through the games today. Our important topics will be Conte, we're questioning Conte and his approach, in these games. Arsenal, they're back on top of the table. Man United, they drop points at Aston Villa. So a lot of exciting stuff to go through. So let's just introduce Nico to the stream now.
Night, everyone.
Well, go on.
Today I'm about some good gameplay to them.
Only for excitement today. Only for excitement. Um, but firstly, I'm first thing I'm gonna go through. We're gonna go through the Tottenham Liverpool game. Come on, get out of the way, because every week we talk about football. I question Conte and his approach. Conte get a lot of credit. Oh, they're not playing fabulous football, but they have Conte. That has been the argument since the season started. They're not playing wonderful, but they can't cut them out because they have Conte. And I watch them play, and I just don't. They don't excite me. They don't play wonderful. They play really negative. They have a negative approach to the game based on how he plays, and it's even worse now when you have the likes of Son, and Richarlison out. Kulashevsky, he came back today, but generally from the season start, I just didn't like. I wasn't seeing much going forward for them, and with the talent they have, I would expect more. So I've been questioning him and his approach from then, and it's even worse now because they have played Man United, Arsenal, now Liverpool. They played Chelsea, I think, on the second week or the first week, and they have yet to actually win a game. They have yet to play a very great game, not even just win. They just don't look convincing when they're playing, and they have been escaping a lot in Champions League and in some league games, scoring 95 plus minute goals and all of that, and they're not playing wonderful. So what's your take on Tottenham so far this season? Some were saying title contenders. They still might be close, so can't count them out just the same. But what's your take on Conte's approach?
And I mean, it's a very negative approach, especially knowing and seeing how Spurs have played over the past couple of years. The ball game, it just doesn't seem convincing in any way, fluent in any way. They don't seem good going forward in no way at all. They just don't seem like they know how to do that, especially with how they set up with the three at the back, three in midfield. They set up to defend, but yet still
They're still conceding 2 goals.
they are trying to the intention is to attack. So it's like I really don't know how to explain it because it's just really confusing. And at the end of the day, as they just said, they are so defensive, but yet still they are conceding. I think that's where the problem comes in because if you're going to play defensive every week, especially with a formation like that, you would think a coach like Conte would be keeping clean sheets.
That's the point. That's my point. Exactly.
even if they're not going to get the goals to win, you
Yeah,
would think there would be drawing in the game. They wouldn't be conceding as much as they are doing, and they keep conceding what at least two a game.
they did the
Whether
same
it's
thing
the
in midweek.
Champions League, whether it's
Yeah.
the Champions League or the Premier League, because what even Brighton beat them what 3-1.
Yeah.
I think it's 3-1. I could be wrong, but it's either 3-1 or more. But let's leave it at 3-1. But I mean, today they were a bit different with the second half with Liverpool. I guess it's because it's Liverpool because I haven't seen them attack this much. But that's what you want to see from them. The second half from
Yeah.
Liverpool, especially when Kuleski came on and they scored. I don't know if they had switched up the formation a bit, but they looked better that way, trying to play some football and trying to produce you call it some creative football because they're just not doing anything. It's like they're just out there for being out there. You absolutely see nothing from them going forward or creating anything where it's concerning with creativity. And when you
Yeah.
look for it, they don't even have any players on the team to do it. Lucas didn't start today. He's their best choice right now, seeing Son out, Richarlison, and then Kuleski just came back. But they say he was injured, so he made the bench. You would have thought he would have come on earlier in the second half. He didn't.
If he was injured, he wouldn't play.
Well, he was on the bench. They say he made it. He passed. So Kuleski came on and
I
made a
think he
difference.
started in midweek. I think he
Yeah,
did start.
Mora started midweek.
Mhm.
So Kuleski came on and made a difference. So maybe that would add a plus to the team. But I mean, earlier into the season, they weren't playing pretty. They didn't look that good, but they were winning, regardless of having all the best players. But now some are out, so it looks even worse now. They just don't know what they're doing when it comes to going forward.
And well, I look at them in Champions League in the midweek, and I look at the lineup, and when I look at the lineup, I'm seeing at least 8 defensive mindset. You know, regardless of the structure,
Yeah,
a defensive mindset player is a defensive mindset player. When they come
that's
to
it.
the pitch, they're
I
gonna do
mean,
defensively.
the setup, just the setup today.
It's the same
When you
three.
look at it,
It's 3-5-2
and I
both.
saw the game, I was like, Liverpool can actually get 3 points to them, man. I mean, it wasn't as easy
When I,
because
when I look at the lineup today, he had Perisic and Kane up front, but
you know,
Perisic have been playing, wing back for a while now. So automatically,
and I don't think he have the speed to.
I mean, he the post twice. So
So yeah, I mean, another day maybe they would have done more, and they probably could have won the game. But I think everything just boils down to how negative they are going
very
into the
negative.
games.
So what I was getting to is that I saw 8 defensive players in the lineup, in my view. When
Hey,
I look
waste
at
that time, waste
the
that time.
Champions League, right? And I look at the lineup today, and I saw 9 defensive players. Kane was the only out-and-out attacking player in that setup, really and truly, to me.
Yeah, because Perisic is a wing back.
Yeah, he had been playing wing
So,
back for a while now, so he's literally a defensive player. And the funny thing about this, while the game was played, I heard a couple times. I was listening to the game. I didn't get to watch it live. I just watched some highlights. I heard a couple plays they're going down and attacking, and instead of Perisic providing the ball,
Kane is providing
Kane
for.
providing the ball
Yeah,
to
but
Perisic.
that's what we've been asking, especially since last season. Kane finished with how many assists? I
He
think
did
it
well
was
in both
probably
regards. He
15,
did well for
17. He had some assists. So
scoring and assists. Yeah. So
we have been wondering what happened. Why is
what?
Kane not in the box scoring the goals? Why is he the one producing the goals?
So this is the reason why I have been questioning Conte, because he's the one that have changed that. That wasn't the case before. Even when Son is out there, Kulashevsky's out there,
Kane is still the one dropping deep
he's
and
still the one
swinging the ball there.
distributing. So I have to put that on Conte.
Yeah,
And
we have been saying the same thing.
yeah, and I can easily say, obviously, the team is not flowing in this way. not the
I don't
Spurs
know if Kane
before.
has lost confidence in himself or what.
I don't think so. But he's scoring every game just the same. He's finding one a game. He's at 11 goals per season.
Exactly.
No, he's still scoring, Don't get me wrong. He's getting the opportunity here and there, but for the whole team itself, I know they're playing, it just doesn't seem like it's getting them to the
Yeah, when
point
you
that
look at
they
the team
reach.
again, there's nobody to give him the ball. So I just guess he has taken up the responsibility on himself to
Mhm.
try and produce and give
No,
more to the team because there's nobody there to do it.
yeah, but remember I said this was from last season and they went in the transfer season. They were one of the winners in transfer market. So if without a player, that means
But
it was
the
their
amount of
choice.
players Spurs bought, I don't see the players. I don't know where the players
But
are.
based on how he have been playing from last season, more than likely, in his setup, Kane is the one that should distribute. So he doesn't see the need to go out desperately and get a playmaker because in
But
his
all
setup,
right,
Kane is the one doing all that.
when you play what 3-5-2 with
Mm-hmm.
when Kuleski was out, Richarlison was playing 3-5-2, Son and Kane up in there. You had Bissouma, Iberg, and who's the other one?
Three
Oh,
central
Bentancur.
Brendan
Yeah.
Core, yeah.
And one of them can create, So basically, all eight were back, and Kane and Son was the only two
And
trying to produce for
that's how they
themselves. So
started today. That's how they started today with Kane and Perisic. No,
I
this is
guess
why you
that
see
was the game plan.
Hollage Bird. This is why he's scoring a couple goals this season because someone from the midfield have to step forward.
Sure. Yeah, he
But as I
scored a
said,
brilliant
even
goal in the
though
Champions League.
yeah, as I said, even though he's scoring, a defensive mindset player, it will not change, and he will not
They
be
don't
that
have
player that you
no,
want to
they
make
just don't
difference.
have anybody to do it. Even with Son and Kuleski, and they just don't have no creativity behind them. And
So what you're saying is, if they have January transfer window coming up and they have summer, you think he will go out and he get a playmaker and Kane will drop deep.
no, it's not going to get a playmaker because he doesn't. The only way that will happen is if they change the coach because I think it's his style of play where he wants to play with three at the back and Son and Kuleski will overlap on the wings. That's where it is with his two wing backs overlapping with them as well.
Yeah, I've seen multiple teams played with 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 at times, and the forward is not coming back to create. They try to create through the wing and put the ball
Yeah,
in the box. If Kane
find
stays in
the
the box,
find the forward right
yeah, if
as
Kane
a
stays in the
target
box,
man.
you'll be the one getting the ball. Like Chelsea played that with Tuchel a couple of seasons now, and they did it very well. The Chilwell and the James, they just swing it in. They didn't have that great playmaker per se, and they're putting it in the box and try to get the goal there. So I just saw this coming, and it doesn't surprise me. And I mean, they give him a lot of credit for what he have done in the past, and I understand that he's a winner. He won multiple leagues in different countries and all that. So I do understand where all the credit coming from. But this season, I have to question it, and I think it's
Yeah,
affecting the team.
and I
It's
mean
affecting.
with the team,
Mhm.
you kind of wonder where the creativity is coming from. But he's the one who bought the players that he has right now. So you would expect him to produce with what he has
But
because he's the one. This is the project
this is how he
creating
opted to
and
play
what
from
he
day one. Yeah.
started.
But it's obvious that it's affecting the team going forward because it's
Yeah.
affecting Son. I remember Son is not a regular player. Son is a
Right,
player.
but it's not
He's
just
outstanding.
affecting the team, but at the end of it affect the whole club because if you're as you say, if you're set up defensively,
And still
you expect
conceding
you to
to
concede less. You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
have three at
yeah.
the back and still concede. It's
So it's not
obvious
right.
then that you need to change something
It's
or
not
you need
right.
to take somebody out the team.
But the funny thing, that I've seen Tottenham fans, they're optimistic and they're happy about it, and I'm like, oh god.
All right, when I look at the table, 2 weeks back before they lose the last these two games,
So Chelsea,
I think they lost to
Tottenham,
Manu, um,
Tottenham?
Spurs. Yeah,
Mhm.
they lost to Manu. Was it Manu? And they were still there. So I was like, wait, something not right.
Something is not right.
But it still looked good. So you'd understand why the fans would be optimistic. Then
Yeah,
yeah,
but I mean,
they're true. But it's not making no sense now losing two more games after that to Brighton and then Liverpool with the farm. Liverpool is on. You would I've expected them to come out and perform a bit better than this and put Liverpool on the back foot.
The thing to me is, you see, if you're gonna lose playing good or lose playing well, and I can say, all right, it just wasn't your day. But when they keep going, even the game that's the point. Even the games that they are winning, they are not playing one.
Yeah, they're the teams. They're the ones on the back foot.
Yeah, they're escaping. They go behind and they have to be coming back 90 plus three, 90 plus
Doesn't
four
matter who they're playing.
with a smaller big team. So the consistency of you conceding so much, you have to be fighting back. You're not controlling games. You're not, you know, showing this great build up and the great counter attack that they used to. And I'm not seeing it, But let's look at the game versus Liverpool. Um, a double from Salah. He seemed to be finding back his goal scoring feat.
Yeah,
He's doing
thanks to Dyer.
he's doing well in Champions League. He's coming about in the Premier League now. He scores a double. One of them questionable, Dyer just flops the ball onto his foot and he chips it. Great finish. The first one to a snapshot.
Yeah,
Nobody.
they were both great finishing. The chip was Salah
Yeah,
welcome
but
to, but
I'm saying he was gifted.
yeah, like him get some rest. But you have to question Dyer mistake. I understand.
Dyer. And as someone said to me earlier, Dyer is in the England squad, and you look at the Ben White, rock side.
Maguire is in England, but
I don't understand how Dyer get called for England to play.
Maguire, Rashford,
It's
well,
ridiculous.
we can call quite a few names, and then so I mean it's not surprising.
It's ridiculous. Dyer should not be going to the World Cup or England squad for the big replacement. They have so many defenders. It is really unnecessary. But Hurricane, as we were speaking about, he found one in the second half. Kulashevsky
Yeah, it
came
was
out.
obvious. We had a couple of that good chances to them. As I say, maybe another day. If they start being more positive with
But
how they
the
play,
first thing they do have the players
and
too. I
everything.
think I think if you set up a team to play going forward, they can do it.
Because
Honestly.
yeah, they look good
All
players
right,
today.
even all
Even
right, if
Dyer,
listen to this, if he could have took Perisic and play up front today with
put
King,
him on
right?
the right or put him on the left, and
He
maybe
could
you
have
can see
simply played his 4-3-4-3, play Perisic higher. You have Sessegnon can play. End of
that
story.
Arnold couldn't contain and not one of them.
Yeah,
I
so
think every single thing came off Arnold's side. Yeah, they got the goal from Robertson's side, but most of the attack came down from Arnold's side, and Perisic in a more attacking formation would have produced a bit more.
so I say let's see if they can improve. It's one more game until the World Cup. They have time now to sit in and try to perfect that craft that he's trying. And he will come back in December.
Yeah, I think they will come back stronger. Whether on winning the league though, I don't really see that. They are falling way off pace and they just don't seem like the Tottenham who wants to win anything.
Okay, so we move on to Newcastle. Newcastle they know third. 4 wins from the last 5 or 5 from last 6, something like that. Can they compete with the Man City, the Arsenal?
Well, I don't. Well, we're not going to say they're competing with them. They're in their own little, their own little league.
They're third.
In their
They're
test
ahead
to be
of
where they
they're ahead
are.
of Tottenham,
Tottenham.
Man U, Chelsea. They're third. What do you mean?
I mean, all right. One of the reasons they are the Tottenham in there is because of how bad Tottenham is. Manchester United,
Was
can
always winning games.
Spurs, who else? Chelsea. They're in at Chelsea.
Chelsea's like 8 now. Yeah.
Oh, Chelsea, they're in at Chelsea. I think they were 1 or 2 points in front of Liverpool. Surprising. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, Newcastle, they're doing it. It's not surprising that we're seeing them win the games, especially even with all their winning, scoring goals because
Mhm.
they're performing. It's just if they can keep it up, and how long they can keep it up for. If they a few months more, then they should keep top 4. And if everybody else slips up, you never know what might go ahead this
The,
season.
the reason why the reason why I asked is the fact
They're
that
pretty close.
they're close. And if you put if people were saying, Tottenham is in the race and who else? Other teams are in the race, but yes, still this team is performing consistently every week. So
I mean, all right.
it's great.
When they start out, they weren't winning the games. I mean, they weren't losing either, but they weren't winning the games
Mm-hmm.
that they have been for the last yeah, 4 or 5 games now. They have taken control. They are scoring the goals. They weren't doing that early, so
Yeah,
people were kind of questioning it and saying, "Yo, what happened to Newcastle? They should be." But they're doing it now. They're doing it silently. They're creeping up. And as I said, it's if they can keep it up, because at the end of the day, they are not a Liverpool, they're not a Spurs or a Chelsea, they are still Newcastle.
Spurs,
And they,
Spurs have shown us they can keep up with the
with the
title
pace,
contenders so far.
yeah,
Yeah,
but we're talking about the
top
quality
four.
players and the management of the clubs and things. But I mean, anything is possible these days, and
Mm. If they
it's
want the
it's
money, anything possible, they can go
yeah,
January.
that they have the money, right? And January, I don't think then they actually need any players January. They just need to keep this squad they have fit. I mean, because you don't want to buy anybody now. And because when you buy the players, buying somebody in January now, who you take out, who you put it. It's not like they have a bad squad. The squad that they have is performing. It's just keeping these players fit, keeping them grounded, and they just keep fighting like they are doing right now. Just keep going as long as possible and see where it takes them.
Yeah, Nikhil Morgans and Newcastle definitely a top 16 this year. They're playing really good. Almiron having a very great season. Trippier very good. I think it's what's the midfielder name?
Ramirez,
Ramirez playing very
they're
well.
buying January, man. Liverpool are buying January, so you see. Yeah, they might have to buy somebody. I said
Yeah, they
that
have to look out.
if they lose players, then I see them buying. But if they don't, I don't think they need anyone.
So we move on to Man United. They lost 3-1 to Aston Villa. Aston Villa started that game really strong. They won from I think that game. It's surprising to me when I watch that game. Manchester United seem really open. It's the first I've seen them that open for you
Yeah,
know.
it's surprising on a whole. Whether you watch the game or not, it's surprising to hear Man U lose to Aston Villa. I mean, Aston Villa, they have a very good team. You're not going to say one of the strongest, but they have a very good team. Players like Ings, Watkins, Bailey. They have a good team that will turn up on a day and beat. And I guess today was just one of the, but it's still very surprising to see Man U lose, what, 3-1, even 2-1, 3-1. With,
Yeah,
with,
they
with,
were beating
with,
convincingly.
with what's his name? The grass cutter run about them. When I try to cut up Bailey. But
Barely tore him to the like
even,
you
even,
force to
even
foul him
with,
every time you go to him.
even with Aston Villa winning 3-1, I can hear one of the commentators saying Grasscutter was the best player on the field, which was even more surprising. So I'm like, wait, so the man them 3-1 down, and this
Maybe
man
they
had the
could have
best
gotten
player.
more. That's what I'm saying.
So
Because
how much money?
in the
Uh,
first half, I was watching the game and I'm telling you, Leon Bailey, every time you get it, he's finding space, he's finding areas in the final third, he's making runs. They're trying to link up play. He Watkins and
he wants to play, and
Mendy. So they I'm telling you, if Man, you had to be defending. That's maybe it's true. He did probably have an excellent game, but
but hey, Man U always a defender. It's just surprising that it's Aston Villa. They're always defending and keep defending. They don't come out and play, but I mean, maybe they miss the Sancho and the Anthony, because Mr. Anthony is there willing and ready to cut in on that left hand strike.
yeah,
That's how Christie started. This is what, his fourth or third game straight?
I think a 4 game straight now him start and finish. Don't know what has changed.
Quite surprising. They got a new youth now, the Garnacho.
Ganacho. But all right, even speaking about the lineup, I was speaking to Manchester United fan earlier, and he was saying, that's the best lineup could have put out there and all that. And I'm like,
That's the best line.
for
Why? Why Marcel couldn't start?
wait, hold on.
But
I see the lineup. I was kind of questioning it. I'm saying Rashford on the right hand side, like Rashford not going to produce anything on that side of the field.
on the side. Why push
You
him
know
out
what I'm
and
saying?
going on the
So, and you obviously is forced there because you want to start Garancha on the left. I think if Rashford was on the left, you could play Alanga on the right. We've seen
so
that
his
this.
sports there, they want to start gonna try his idol. Against Christie is his idol.
Marshall probably not fully fit, so probably that's why he
If
opted.
Marshall ever fully fit, start the man. My God.
I mean, they win with Garancho playing, so they will probably start him
You
because
you
he's
get
fit.
to say that?
You understand? The more build them new star and all of that. So, but I'm just saying, from the moment I see Rashford on the right side, there's nothing going to come from him, and Garancho on the left. So they basically approach the game to feed Ronaldo and all of
Oh,
that.
they approach the game in a comfort zone. They sound very
Yeah, I
comfortable
think they
there.
took they took Aston Villa light.
Very
But
yeah,
they
I
didn't
said
have
4-1 the week before.
they didn't have Fernandez. He's out booking 5 yellow
Oh,
cards, and I heard that Anthony was injured because I was
Anthony wasn't there. Sancho wasn't there.
so he had to make changes and all that. Van de Beek started in midfield.
So that
Um,
means if Van de Beek now get no more game after this game.
so it was just a poor performance from Manchester United. Honestly,
Manchester United overall.
very poor. But Liam Bailey though he was excellent. Like Liam Bailey looked like a player just ready to start play football. Like he had been playing good here and there for the season so far on a good day, but today he was running money.
I just hope he can keep fit. I think keeping fit is the only thing
Yeah,
holding him back
that's
right
one.
now.
But another thing, I stated it. I think it's today. I think if Liam Bailey get the opportunity to float in and around that, box as freely as possible and as much as he can, he will produce. When you watch him in UEFA Cup years ago, um, before he moved to Liverpool and all that, that's where he produced a lot, scored a lot of goals from that area and all of that, and link up plays. When he's out on the wing, he's not gonna give you much. He's not the quickest player to take on every a quick defender and beat them, come down the line and all that. And he's not the biggest of player in size either. So when he's so far
From the
from
goal.
the goal, he's not going to give you much. He's a very lethal finisher. You've seen it this season against Man City and some others, even to a very good finish. I think playing him in that area, in and around the box, and he have the privilege to float. Some teams them have them star player. The Coutinho probably is that player in this team. They give him the privilege to do as he please under Gerrard and all of that. I think if Liam Bailey gets this privilege and this freedom, he will be a magnet.
I don't think anybody has the privilege under Gerrard.
No, I mean, some players they know when they're playing, you can see that
Yeah, the
they,
difference there.
they
The
go
coach,
ahead to do
yeah,
certain things, and I think in that team, Liam Bailey
Louis,
was more like a second fiddle player. Like,
you can pinpoint.
okay, these
So that's
players are starting. Okay, let's start Bailey today. Let's start him today. Let's start him today. But if Bailey is one of those players that you give you the freedom to just
and I
play,
give him the confidence then.
yeah, it will build his confidence, and it's also you get more freedom to create and to try you know things that we know he can
I
do.
just think he needs to keep fit and stay as far as from the national team as he can.
No, I'm not gonna do that. You can't
And,
take maximum benefit of that
and,
team. Why would he not? I mean, if he can give us a 3-4 years on top, farm and take the team to the World Cup, that would be good.
yeah,
You'll
hopefully.
become a legend
It's just a pity. But
he will become a legend. He shared a tweet today. There was an incident between him and Martinez, and from I see the first time, I said I think this is a red card, and I don't think they call anything for it. Honestly,
no, they didn't call him. I don't even know if Martinez caught him because I saw it. I know he body checked him the first time, but the second swing, I don't. I'm not sure if him catch him or what was the
him and him
extent
elbow,
of
him,
it.
el- him elbow, him, man.
I'm not sure what was the extent of the elbow. If even Bailey was acting, so I think everything went as it should because there was not much clarity on the play. Because at the end of the day, we could say Bailey was overreacting. If Bailey come and say no, he wasn't overreacting, and he actually get caught, then it's just
So
what it is.
he posted a tweet about an hour ago, and this is what Bailey had to say. Very disappointed in the referees today. I couldn't breathe for a second after getting elbowed twice in my rib. The linesman went on to say I shouldn't be saying anything because I was doing just the same thing to Martinez. Sometimes I don't understand why we got VAR. Shake my head. No, I didn't see him do it to Martinez. Maybe I need to
I
go.
didn't see Melbo Martinez. Maybe he's talking about both of them fighting for the ball. But at the end of the day, he
Yeah,
didn't elbow Martinez.
when you
He
look at
didn't
the
throw
game,
elbow at Martinez either.
when you look at the game, Martinez was what kicking him about. Obviously, at some point you have to start to try and protect yourself. So
I mean, it's not a matter of
it is
it's
Martinez the
football.
one that is initiating all of this because of his over aggressively tackles. Yeah, he need him in right where his knee above his knee in the first half as well. He was down for a while. I saw him to come off of the field. So Martinez been kicking him
Well, I mean, we one of the things I always say, with this, they have been getting away with it a whole lot with that aggressive play, how they are playing. Whether it's McTominay or Martinez, they are
in.
very aggressive. Even the variant, because I remember what he did to Luis Diaz when he wrestled him. They, so they are getting away with it, and maybe it's only time before before the other clubs start complaining and the ref them start looking into it. So as I said, there wasn't much in it for me with the second swing because I couldn't see if he actually caught Bailey, but yes, he was a bit aggressive. But I mean, it wasn't. Didn't see it as a red card, but that little grass cutter, the time will come.
Yeah, but if you're an elbow player and the ball is not anywhere around in another play, you know, your intent is to hurt the player, obviously.
Yeah, it was in 3-1 in my mind. I mean,
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If the ball is not close, we're
you
not
want to
trying to
say
the ball.
you want to send
Yeah.
back on your
Remember,
team on the
there
three
are two
one
actions. The first action, he slammed in him, body check basically, and then he gave him the elbow after.
after.
Obviously, this has nothing to do with the ball. So, I mean, VAR would have. I mean, the referee that working in the VAR team, they would have seen it and they said no. But
It's obvious you can. We have to just. It's obvious we have to just work with whatever VAR said these days. If
yeah,
they say it's not, we don't even know what is a foul these days or what is not a foul. So it's whatever they say.
not necessarily. I mean, most of the times they call the ref to go and look. So it's not just a VAR team.
So what else are we going to? Because if things like this are happening and they're not, Carl,
I
because
mean,
even
you said it
though
wasn't a red, so I mean, we know that most of these calls are quote unquote subjective. You said it's not a red in your view, so probably someone thinking just like you and not
it's
like
the
me.
same. Because as we said, it wasn't clear if he caught him or not, or if Bailey was basically overreacting.
So Bailey just fell holding his tummy for no reason. He
As
just
I said, while the game was playing, it could seem like that because players are prone to that, just like De Bruyne. I
oh,
don't give,
right.
I don't run De Bruyne.
Wait. Aston Villa is 3-1 up. They're comfortable. I don't see why Bailey would need the ball was out of play at that time because both of them was
I mean,
practically.
you're playing against Man U. You want to waste some time, of course. But I don't know
Mm,
why. The part where I never were kind of throw me off. Why Bailey lay down half of the field? If you want the thing, if you want the whole thing
you are
ready,
assuming that it's time. That's what I'm
you
saying.
want
You are assuming
step
that's
by
time.
step.
You
Well,
no, but you are the one assuming it's
I
time.
didn't assume, I didn't really. I'm
That,
just
that's what
adding
I'm
a few
saying. If he
points
was
as to
hurt, he
say,
can't choose where to
maybe.
drop.
Hmm?
I'm saying if he was hurt, he can't choose where to drop.
But then at the end of the day, Bailey come back on not too long after.
So somebody never knock you yet, and you feel the pain for a couple seconds or a minute or so. Come on, be
I
realistic.
mean, as me say still, for me, it never seemed like a red card. Maybe they should have checked to make sure. I'm not sure. They probably checked as well. But it didn't seem like a red card to me. And at the end of the day, with VAR,
Mm-hmm.
it's whatever they say these days. whether it's clear
There
or
are
not.
part of the refereeing team with me, whatever they say. They are a part of the refereeing team, whatever the referee say, right?
Yeah, but when I say clear calls that should be made,
Mm-hmm.
they're making a mockery a whole lot. So even with things that that are obvious to go to like calls that shouldn't be happening and calls that should be they're not happening. It's
Mm-hmm.
just down to whatever they think from their perspective.
But at the
Nothing
end
is
of the day, it comes down to one's
so.
perspective, and you know,
Yeah, but there are rules, and if they
obviously.
are not going with their own rules of the games and how
So
they say
you're
it
saying you've
should,
seen calls where it's outside of whatever rule is placed and from the FA for the season.
a whole lot of cars, Virgin,
Not the time I'm aware of. Most of the calls would have
would
went
have what?
went in whatever rule they have. But the thing is, as I said, certain things you see a certain way, I see it a different way, and that's the same. They are humans just like me and you. They're not robots, you know.
There
And
are.
football is a
At the
sport
end of the
where
day, we go back to
football is
VAR.
not cricket. If you get
Right, look
them
at it now. They bring in VAR to stop a whole lot of thing, right?
to improve,
To improve, yes.
I would.
It's not improved. It's the same.
It is no.
Nothing has
You cannot say
changed.
that. You cannot say that.
It is
You
the
cannot say
same.
that. You cannot say that, Nico.
Especially this.
90% of whatever call goes to VAR
Mhm.
have been correct, bro. Probably even more. Those how much football I play a day. For a Premier League, 10 matches play every week. And
Every week.
sometimes you find that one or three the most match you question of our decision. Most of the time like one or two games. For the most part, most
Mhm.
calls that goes to VAR turns out correct. The only problem is when it more well from nine most of the time the problem comes to the team that it doesn't benefit. Next week, the same team will cost about VAR. If next week the call go to VAR and then them say the right thing, them don't cost it. Because right call and it's not for them favor. Most of the time, them argue about it when it's not in their favor. That and I've noticed that, and that's why I'm
But
really
whether with or without VAR, players and teams will accept whatever call they get once as
yes,
long as
that's
it
the
go their
point.
way.
The point is that you get
But
more right calls since
what
the
are
VAR.
we going
Win.
to know? The point where to reach is the calls that are being made. There is no consistency in the game with
That's
VAR, which
still
with
become
where VAR came to change a whole lot the players cheating and all of that.
yeah.
And as I said, the thing it's the same. It's like it,
But let me ask you a question.
clubs.
Even in regards to the players cheating with diving, you know that you can play a video right now with even De Bruyne video. Because you say De Bruyne probably never need for job. Somebody tell me say him get it, him just probably a little overreact, but yeah, him they go drop anyway. And I'm like, you must be crazy. You know, see him planting foot after he could have continued play, but he chose not to. So I'm saying you can put a video right now of any play, and with 10 people in the room,
Mhm.
and you probably have it half and half based on how people are.
All right, we're not gonna use them 10 people here. Me and you, we're gonna use me and you right now.
we
Was
just
that a
we just
penalty?
we just look on one situation. You say it's not a red from one, and I say it's a red. That's what I'm. This just goes on as simple as that. And we watched the
All
video
right.
more than once.
But at the end of the day, the De Bruyne call is 10 times clearer than the Bailey. Was that a penalty?
If it was a penalty, he was
It-
kicked. He was
but
kicked.
was it a penalty?
He was kicked. So at the end of
But
the
you
day,
know, it
Christian called
was,
it a penalty. He was fouled in the box.
it was a penalty for you then.
You
All
know?
right, it was a penalty.
It
Because
is. What I'm saying is, no, you cannot call about that. You can't call about that. No,
no,
it
we
is
can't
not a
call it back.
clear.
It's not a matter of
Wait,
calling it back in.
wait. Who called a penalty? The ref, right? The regular ref.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I said quote unquote reason for the VAR is to correct clear and obvious mistake. That's not a clear and obvious mistake because he was kicked. You know, we can go sit down and debate if De Bruyne would have went down or if he spitefully went down. We can
See,
just
that's where the
assume that.
point come back now, where the consistency, it don't make any sense because the same thing happened in the Tottenham, the West Ham game today with Antonio. Antonio was pulled to the ground. The same thing with Eva Arnold. Arnold push down Cecil Young. So you're telling me right now, it's
But you do
different.
know that there are different referees that that are placed for different games, just like a regular referee. So that I might refer a game as a regular referee, make a call now, and in another game, somewhere else, it's playing the same time,
same
the next
time.
referee
And
think something different. There are different
so,
referees in the
so
bar room.
that's where
Wait
I'm
now,
trying to
wait
get
now,
now.
wait now, wait now, wait now. We have
Mhm.
accepted that some of these calls are perspective and they are subjective, correct? Because football is not like cricket. It's not concrete. Some things you never know when a player try to deceive you. You never know when a player is doing, something that he should not be doing. Sometimes what them think you can't just assume, right? So some of them are subjective, it's just perspective. Some of them. And it's a reality. How I feel if we were refereeing that game today, I ref the game at East, I send off the player, I send off Martinez, you ref in the game at West. You would allow a game to play. No, a player or a coach or a fan can look at the two games and say, why are these refs so inconsistent? It's the same thing. You understand what I mean?
Let
So
me
that's
ask you
where
this.
really go.
No, all of these ref and VAR, all of them go the same places to learn the game, learn
I I
the rules of the game, right?
understand. I understand. I totally understand.
So, all right, even without VAR, let me take VAR out of the picture. And always I want just ask this question. All of them referee go the same places. They abide by the same laws and rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So why at the end of the day, different ref um
Give different calls.
different view on the cards?
But we just answer that because some of these things are subjective, they're not concrete, bro. And everything with them go in
But
at the park, I'm not training, go do they gonna sit on the field
yeah,
at
but as I'm saying,
the
everybody go the same. We do the same training. We follow the same rules. So why different views on different days? That but and at the end of the day, the same referee will make a call today
Mm.
on one thing, and then go in a different game and make a different call
Sometimes
on something the same.
people are correct themselves, they may be wrong the last time, this time them change it. That's what I'm saying, bro. We can learn. So all right, me and you learn for the maths. That don't mean that the same we go do the maths equation and next time we do it. Me, my family it a different way. You from even though we go to the same school, we go in the same class, I might do it a different way. That's how it goes, bro. Some of these cars, it's not like cricket.
Alright, at the
Once
end of the day,
it's him
for me,
out.
me
Once you
glad.
catch him out. It's not like that. A man run come all right, back down the flank. A man run come cross and lay him shoulder. Some will say him put too much aggression in it. Some will say it's shoulder to shoulder. Bro, no matter how much you go in a class, go teach that, it still come down to perspective and how
You
you
want
see,
perspective at
bro.
the end of the day.
You must
So,
much them teach you and say, yo, watch how him lean, watch where him a look, where. At the given moment, it's still how you see it. Me, I tell you, it's not as easy, bro. But anyway, VAR
but it would be easier with VAR. I mean, VAR should be in the game, you know. Not like I'm trying, but the consistency with how things and the calls are made, where they pick and choose, and then it's like certain teams get the benefit of the doubt over certain teams, and it just needs a whole heap of sharpening where they need to do much better than they are doing with these calls, especially the handballs these days, where some are it's down to they have different rules in it. They have the rule too close proximity, but then different matches proximity is out of the picture. So at the end of the day, it's like who is playing and who the coaches and refs favor at the time, and it's just not working out. And I just think they need to just sharpen up a bit and be
where
more consistent with
at
everything.
the end of the day, and as I say, as I say, when
Mm-hmm.
I speak about you, not just me, it's generally the uproar is always when
Yeah,
the uproar is always when the call
it's
goes
not.
against a team.
Okay, but at the end
And
of the
wait,
day,
wait, 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 because you see the next team with the call go in favor of, they're not
mhm.
cursing for that
Yeah,
moment.
but it doesn't matter whether you
It
accept it or
might,
not. You know,
no,
we are going to
no, no,
accept it. You know,
no,
but
no. The
at the end of the
inconsistency
day,
that you are referring to,
right and wrong, you know,
we not the
is
inconsistency
still
that you
in
are
it.
referring to. Wait, the
Mhm.
inconsistency that you are referring to. It only seems inconsistent in most eyes when the call are going against them.
No, you can't say that because, as I said, at the end of the day, if it's obvious what must happen, that has to happen regardless of me accepting. If I get a goal because my player hands the ball,
Mm.
I will accept that. We win. But at the end of the day, is it not a handball?
It all depends. A
No,
football is
it has
always
to be a
very
handball at the end of the day. Whether I mean, look,
yeah,
if I
it
get
all
the
depends
game
on how
through,
the quality and bro.
no, we're not talking about, we're saying a deliberate handball is given
Mm.
in the game and your
Mm.
side wins. You will accept the win, right? Because you can't change. As long as that whistle
But that's
is
what I'm saying. There are the
the
things that
90
we
minutes.
all can accept, but we create an uproar out of it just because it will be
But
because
it
of
doesn't
that
matter if it benefits you or not. If the call is supposed to be made at the end of the day, it is supposed to be made. Doesn't matter which benefit or who is uproaring because it's not going their way. We're just talking about the
bro. I've seen
consistency
a lot
at
of
the end of
calls
the
that
day.
I look at myself and say the right decision is made, and people still argue about it, bro.
No, but people will argue at the end of the day. Yo, when your side losing, brother, who wants your side to lose?
That's what brother. Some people just have a negative approach
Oh,
towards VAR.
VAR is good for
Everything
the
them
game.
argue about.
VAR is good for the
They
game.
don't try to understand it. They don't try
Yeah.
to see it through. They just want to see a car make VAR is foolishness.
And the game need, but it's just the consistency and where different the referees
I
and
remember, I
the
remember
teams.
last, I remember when it just come out, and earlier this year, I remember, guys, Raja used to go against a lot, right? And I remember I was taking a note of all of the big uproar them, right, in the games, and I remember about 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks straight, and at one time, God, I said, okay, I don't think that's true, but every other call with them I create excitement about, we look on it and I say, what a problem. I think people just don't like it because they just don't like it. People don't like change, and that's just it. But yeah, I'm saying, I'm just close with Arsenal game quickly. People start taking them serious now because people find that reason every week to discredit them, and to not take them serious. But are people going to see them as
Arsenal here, it's
great
like you
team?
start take Arsenal serious. You think you can win the league?
And we never started the season to win the league. So you want me to tell you
No,
again?
man.
I said it last week.
Every top team, you
No,
might not see, but everybody come clear.
no. Everybody would love to win the league.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start the season, you know where you are at right now as a team. Where
Mm-hmm.
we were with Mr. Champions League last season, I opted to try, or for us to try our best to make the top four. I predicted Arsenal to finish third or strong second.
But I'm
No,
saying no.
wait. Let me get to that. Last week,
Yeah.
I said here, if you watch, you will know that doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ensure we qualify for Champions League. If we get my strong second,
They could still be, and still not qualify to hold that. This is crazy,
yes, we could. That's what I'm saying. We can still do qualify. So that's still my approach. I still want that. And remember my prediction: third, a strong second, we are in line for a strong second right now. So my prediction going well if we don't win the league.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see what happens after January when we go in transfer market, and or if we get one or two player. If we don't get no player, then obviously we're not gonna change my third or second. So my approach don't change. Me now say we are going to win the league. Me just I
Yeah,
say
but
we are
the
playing good.
question you ask if people are taking Arsenal serious now, if they basically you're talking about,
Did you see what the guy said in the group yesterday? If Arsenal lose today, they're dropping to fifth.
yeah, pay that man, that money with
No,
that man
no,
carrying.
because this is generally how a lot of people is speaking.
Yeah, but Arsenal can't lose one match and drop to fifth.
No, in the
But
military. He must say they want to
let's
go on a run, they want to go a fifth. That's what I mean.
but you still do what I'm trying to get, you ask me if people are taking them serious, no. So, but okay, I understand. So your perspective hasn't changed. You still think it's only second or third at best. You're looking forward to now, see me,
That's my
regardless of how they
prediction.
are playing.
That's my prediction. That's
That's the point
qualifying for
is now.
Champions League. Whatever Champions League is the most important thing at first.
Mhm.
Trying to win the league right now. Yes, we can try go for it now.
It's impossible.
It after a third of the season, yeah, it's impossible.
But well, maybe just like how it's impossible to you know, of course, a whole lot of people will be taking it serious. They have to. They don't have any other choice.
The reason I'm asking the question after I watch Arsenal about 4 games of the season 5. I mean, I know I see a difference in this team, but a lot
Mhm.
of people didn't see the difference then. That's my point. Do they see? Do they take them serious? No. Do you see that this team is not the same? Most people, they're every week they come with the next excuse. They're waiting for this to happen, that to happen, that to happen. That's
No
my
rival for well, nobody will accept Arsenal winning the league, and nobody wants to
no.
see
But if you
Arsenal.
watch how they're playing and how they're
Mhm.
going about, you can see the difference, bro.
What,
They
what I'm
didn't need
trying
to
to
beat
say,
Chelsea today to show
what
you the
I'm
difference.
what I'm trying to say,
Mm.
if Arsenal 10 points ahead with 3 games to go in, Arsenal basically win
No,
the league,
this,
then,
this,
and
this,
people still are gonna tell us, "Yo,
yeah,
Arsenal, that's
but
just the rivalry,"
no,
and
no,
the Arsenal fan,
this is the thing. This is the thing. That's why I don't entertain certain conversation. But at the end of the day,
rightfully,
when you watch when you watch Arsenal last season or the season before,
totally different.
it's
And
a,
they are leading the league now. They're
but
3 points,
people
two
but
points in
people are
front of
watching
Man
the
City.
team and still speaking of them and the way they go about things before. So that's what I'm saying. Do these people are taking
Start
them
to
serious
take off,
now?
you know.
Did they need to come and beat Chelsea, which they have beaten 5 out of the last 6 games, for people to take them serious?
Well,
Chelsea,
maybe same because if you lose the game today, all of them game the way you're winning at the past wouldn't matter. So you need to win it. You need to win the games in right
we
now.
mean not a
So
game in the past wouldn't matter.
you thought Chelsea game. You thought the
Oh, the
game.
five.
You
Oh,
say
okay, okay,
you,
okay, okay,
you
okay.
say
It don't
beating
matter for
Chelsea.
this season because the points is not here. Yeah.
The 9 points is not here, and Man City would be ahead of you, right? So you would want to win that game regardless of whatever dominance you have.
Mm. But even by beating Chelsea the same way last year, we never qualified for the Premier League. I'm just
Champions.
saying. But they're looking good though. They're looking really good. The 1-0 kind of make Chelsea look better than they should because they should get at least 2-3. But at the end of the
People
day,
people are going to. I mean, banter will never leave the game, and people will always banter Arsenal because it's a part of it, and they have done the same foolishness over and over. So people are sticking to that. Whether you're taking them when it comes boil down to being serious about the whole football, it's almost January, and they're still ahead. So people are saying, wait, they can't do it. People, of course, people have to accept it, but it's down to them. It's just down to them doing it now. Here we go. This up here, the magician. Don't tell me say I like them.